Hello everyone, this is Arif, and here we are with the CIA part 3. It took me a bit longer to record the videos, but now I'm trying to be more dedicated and to focus more on the CIA part 3 and complete as soon as possible. This is a brief introduction about my career and my qualification. If you're interested, you can pause the video and look into the details. It is just to kill the curiosity that who is RF and what he does and what his background is. So let's move on to the next slide. For all those people who already are familiar with the CIA and the exam and the Institute of Internal Auditor, they can skip this slide, but generally just to give you an introduction, especially for those who are intending to start your CIA journey and the CIA certification with part 3, because in CIA you do not need to have a sequential exams like you have. There is no requirement that you can pass the first two to appear in the part 3. Therefore for them it will be a bit more useful. CIA is a certification, professional certification, which is one of the only or highly renowned certification for the internal auditors, and this is being offered by the Institute of Internal Auditor. It's an international body which has now more than 170,000 members. They do not only have a CIA certificate, but they also provide for CCSA, Controlled Self-Assessment certificate, which is just one paper exam. Then CRMA, again one paper exam, and then there is a highest level of qualification for Chief Audit Executive, or those who have quite good experience in internal auditor to build their brand. That is called qualification in internal audit leadership, QIAL. So they have pretty rigorous and some tough criteria to meet to obtain this certification. Previously I made and posted and made it available for you on my YouTube channel, CIA part 1, CIA part 2, and today we are starting with CIA part 3. So this is an introduction video, and in the subsequent videos I will be giving you a review of each GLIM unit. To enroll for the CIA, it's a simple step. You go to the IIA website. There is an icon where you can click on certification, and then once you click the icon, certification icon, then you go for the new certification, and then there will be multiple certification pop up on your screen, that which certification you want to pursue. Then you click on CIA, and accordingly you can keep on following the procedures. It's pretty simple, and you can become a member and then appear in the exam or you can simply enroll for the exam without being a member. So both options are there, and you can also read all the requirements, whatever is being required, or prerequisites to be eligible to become a CIM. This is the exam fee. Basically keep on changing, so you have to go to the website to check what is the latest fee. As of today, this is what is applicable by the CIA. It is as I always say, that it is much more cheaper to become a member and then enroll in the exam, because you get a discount, and it is more costly if you are not a member and appear in the exam, because then you have to pay for a non-member fee. For part 3 it is $395 for non-members. However, if you are a CIA member, then you have to pay $265. Just in case, if you are a student, you can still appear in the CIA exams, but obviously to become a member you need to have a relevant experience, which will take some time. But again, you can pass the exam ahead of your experience. Likewise, for the CIA student, they give you a discount. All you need to do is to show the supportings of that you are fully enrolled student. There is a criteria, so you have to meet that criteria in order to be eligible for a discount rate. Once you are a member, it is that it's not only that the discount you will get it for part 3, but you will also be able to appear in the other CIE exam and get the discount fee as well. So overall, it make much more sense to be member, because eventually once you pass your CIE examination, you will become a CIE, you have to become a CIE member in order to reflect your credibility and show your commitment to the internal audit profession. There is a good news for those who pass CIA Part 1, Part 2, because they have went through some more difficult exam in CIA course. Part 1 has a 43% passing rate. Part 2 has a 46% passing rate, whereas Part 3 has 56%. The reason why Part 3 has a higher percentage is because CIA in itself is a hardcore, or not hardcore, but it's mainly focused on the auditing aspect. So Part 1, Part 2 is more concentrated towards the internal audit concepts, internal audit methodology, the knowledge and the practical application of that. So it is more tricky, whereas Part 3 is about general topics, business related topics, which give you a comprehensive overview of the business, the financial accounting side, the management accounting side, some IT related stuff, some information security related stuff. So it is more of a generic part where they expect you to have knowledge of all these concepts as per my experience, but they do not expect you to be expert in those domains, which means that the questions which comes in Part 3 is relatively of straightforward nature. If you have well gone through the entire text or the unit in Part 3 and the entire syllabus, then it's relatively easy for you to pick the right answers from the MCQs. So this is one of the reasons. The passing score is, as any other CIA part, is 600 plus. There is a weighted average method where they score the CIA candidate between 250 and 750. So if you have scored more than 600, then most likely that you will pass the exam, which roughly make it to around 80% in terms of percentage in exam. So you have to score around 80% or 80% plus. Whereas I would just give you an rough estimate of that out of 100 MCQs you have to pass, you have to make it correct at least 80 MCQs to ensure that you will be able to pass the exam. So in the mock exam you can assess your performance. If you are getting 80 plus or 80 plus marks, or if you are getting or making it correct 80% of the time, this means that you will most likely pass the final exam. This is the overall structure and syllabus of the CIA Part 3. So mainly you can divide the entire CIA Part 3 in 3 or 4 sections. The first is about business acumen, which means that they will give you some knowledge about strategy, organizational behavior, leadership, and a part is dedicated toward project management. The second part is where the IT plays its role. So IT, and in IT we have furthermore subsections. IT, hardcore IT, and information security. Hardcore IT give you an overview of the business, databases, application, IT infrastructure, and IT framework. Whereas in the information security, we focus more on the logical and physical access controls. Then we have another part which is about financial management, and again it is subdivided into two: financial accounting and management or managerial accounting. In financial accounting, it talks about the principles, the concept of financial accounting, the current asset management, capital structure, budgeting, and extra tax, and these kind of topics. Whereas in the managerial accounting, they talk about more the basic concepts of managerial accounting, and then how the managerial accounting and the cost management accounting helps you in decision making. So this is how it further elaborate on the management accounting. So overall, if you look at part 3, it's an amazing part, because it gives you a know-how of multiple business area which are most likely be relevant to you in your work as an auditor. So you need to be familiar with these concepts. So just to wrap up, in part 3 syllabus, we have mainly 3 areas where we focus on. The first one is about business acumen, where we talk about business strategies and business concepts, organization structure, leadership style. So these are the things. So business acumen. The second is about IT, and IT is further divided into 2 sections. One is information security and one is hardcore IT, where we understand about the databases and the structure and the framework. Then the third part is management accounting. Again, it is subdivided in 2 sections. One is about financial accounting, where we talk about the concepts, the principles of accounting, and then assets and the capital structure. So the 2 sides of balance sheet basically. Then managerial accounting, in which mainly we talk about the concepts, cost accounting, and the decision making part. So this is the overall overview of the CIA part 3. One thing which differentiate part 3 from part 1 and part 2 is the number of units are more than the part 1 and part 2, and the volume of part 3 is a bit huge. It's relatively have quite lengthy syllabus. Obviously, if you look at the sections which they are trying to cover, so it obviously become relatively huge. CIA part 3, each domain is not have equal weightage. So in domain 1, which is business acumen, has 35% of weightage, which means approximately 35% MCQs might be coming from that part of the syllabus. And then domain 2, information technology, and domain 3, information security, overall comprises of 45%. And lastly, the financial management comprises of 20%, which means that approximately 20 MCQs might appear in the exam from this section. I have also given you an overview that how the GLIM units fall under each domain. So first 4 units of GLIM become part. Is part of domain 1, business acumen. Then domain 2 has 3 units. Domain 3 has domain 2 has 3 units, and domain 3 has 1 unit in the GLIM study material. And domain 4, which is financial management, has how many? 6 units. So this is how overall the syllabus is being divided in terms of their weightages for the CIA exam, and accordingly you can plan your study for the CIA part 3. So here we are at the end of the introduction video of CIA part 3, and I will be initiating to go for and to start making each part CIA each part videos, and in the end of all the videos I will also try to give you brief summary notes of the entire CIA part 3. So if you cannot find the link in the initial videos, you have to wait it till the end, because it needs a lot of time, and generally I finalize the notes by the end of my entire videos. If you are interested in CIA part 1 and part 2, you can look into Stuployer YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, where I posted this video, and there I have posted the entire series of videos for part 1 and part 2 along with the notes. So excited to complete this, and hope to see you in the next video with some more fruitful and knowledgeable sessions in regards to the CIA part 3. Till then, take care, and hope to see you in the next video.